Huddle up, everyone. Let's get into this week's matchup of Cincinnati versus Arkansas, week 1 of the college football season. Let's get started. First off, we have the Cincinnati Bearcats coming in from the college football playoffs. A loss to Alabama, being 13-1 on the season. Lost a lot of starters, but they still look really good. They have a lot of young talent. They also have some guys that are coming back, but they're missing some of their studs from last year, so that does hurt them a little bit going into this matchup. Then you have Arkansas, who was 9-4 last year, but they did come close to beating Alabama last year. They had tough matchups. They did have a really close game. They really almost should have had one more win where they went for 2 points and they missed it. But outside of that, they're a really good team. Now, if you look at Cincinnati, we don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be, and this is my biggest concern. There's Ben Bryant, who transferred over. He was in Cincinnati. They went to Eastern Michigan. Now he's back in Cincinnati, and people think he could be the starter here because he did decent there. His stats were pretty good. His rating was pretty good. But the biggest concern for me with Ben Bryant is that he had a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. He had 14 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. That's not ideal. I don't want a quarterback that's going to be throwing a lot of interceptions. For me personally, I hope he does great. You know, if he's the starter, awesome. That's wonderful. But I would like their other quarterback, Evan Prater, to be the starter. He basically didn't play really much his freshman year. He got in a little bit, but it's going to be his sophomore year. And he has a chance to actually put up some really good yardage. He was highly recruited. He's a dual threat running back, so he can run really well. Now, how's his passing game? I don't know. But I trust Luke Fickell to make the right decision here and play the right quarterback. So whichever quarterback it's going to be, I'm going to cheer for him. But if they do lose this game, Ben Bryant's probably not going to be starting for the rest of the season. It's probably going to be Evan Prater because they're going to be looking toward the future. Because if they lose this game, college football playoffs are down the drain. The Razorbacks, on the other hand, look like if they can beat the Bearcats in week 1, they have a chance to. They have a couple other big games. I think they have 3 other big ranked games that they have to do. But if they can win those out, especially with Alabama on their schedule, they're going to make it to college football playoffs. Even if they lose to Alabama, they still have potential if they can win out their entire schedule because they have a rough schedule, but they are a team that could potentially do this. So I'm eager to see what happens here. But I do think the Bearcats can win this game. The predictions are giving it to Arkansas, and here's why. If you look at the two defenses here, okay, Cincinnati runs a 3-3-5. Okay, so it's not a lot of guys on the line. They're not good at stopping the run. What is Arkansas really good at doing? Running the ball. They were the best last year in yards per game running the football. That's going to be the biggest Bearcats' weakness. If I was able to bet the over-under on the running game for Arkansas, I would bet the over for them because Cincinnati is not good at stopping the run. We saw that last year with Alabama and Navy. They couldn't stop them. Now, Arkansas runs a 3-2-6 defensive scheme or sometimes a 4-2-5. Now, if Cincinnati can get ahead, they can pass on that defense, okay, and they can run on it. Arkansas was about middle of the pack last year for SEC for defense on passing and rushing defense. So Cincinnati, if they can drive down the field and they try to score early, they have a chance here to beat Arkansas. But if Arkansas is controlling the possession of the ball the whole time, Cincinnati's going to have a really hard time beating that. So they have to be very aggressive very quickly, I think. But like I said, Luke Fickell is a great coach. I think this can happen. I'm very interested in this matchup, and I think most of the college sports world is. Because if you look at the 3 big matchups this week, right, you have Georgia versus Oregon. They're predicting that like as a 2-score game. And then you look at OSU versus Notre Dame, and they're looking at that like a 3-score game. Like neither one of those are a very close game according to the spread. But this game, right now, sits at -6 for Arkansas right now. So people are leaning toward Arkansas to win this. It would make sense. They're at home. Their stadium, very loud. Not the loudest in the SEC, but definitely after the renovations that they had, I think, in 2017, they sit over 76,000 people. They have diehard fans there. It's actually a really cool looking stadium. If you get like sky views of it, you can see like all the trees and everything. It's a really, really cool atmosphere that they got there. It's going to be very interesting to see. I'm so excited for this game. Guys you're going to want to watch is definitely the Arkansas quarterback. He is definitely a raw talent. He is somebody that's going to be very entertaining to watch, so he's going to be really fun. But so for Cincinnati, you're going to want to watch the corners because they're replacing Kobe Bryant and Sauce Gardner. So hopefully they learned a lot from those guys. See how they do there. That's going to be one of the biggest things. And the other thing you're going to watch for matchup is the trenches. Okay, so offensive line versus defensive line. If Cincinnati's getting pushed around, they're not going to win this game. But if they can control and hold their own against Arkansas, I think they can beat them. So it's going to be very interesting. I obviously love the Bearcats, but I have a lot of respect for Arkansas. I think they're a good program. You know, somebody that I remember Darren McFadden being with them and watching their games. It was very entertaining. So I'm hoping just for a great game. Hoping everybody has a great time. Hoping my Bearcats come out on top. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to end up winning this game? If you guys like this video, please hit the like or subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next huddle. Ready, break!